you've had your dinner already, and wherever you're watching from, if you're watching from Asia, I just want to say good morning to you, and thanks so much for joining my live stream. Today is another day of our story time. Another day, another time to talk to you all, to connect to you all, because I love you all, and I'm sure you love me back. So I'm up and I'm grateful today. I hope you are. And for those of you around Americas, I hope you're getting ready to go to bed right now. Please, if you're still on, just show up. Just show up. Let's talk. So as you can see, still on the highway. It's busy. I told you last time. So this road, this highway is always busy. It's always busy. Any time of the day, any time of the year, it's super busy. Okay? Now, this is December and the year is almost getting to an end. Back home, I don't know if this happens to everyone, but please, if it happens to you or when you were growing up, just give it a shout out. So at this time of the year, when we were kids, everyone is so excited. Everyone is so excited. Like, wow, the year is going to an end, and you're so happy that probably no matter what happens, you're gonna get some new shoes for Christmas. You're gonna get something new. I mean, the excitement is always there, and I mean, there is love in the air, Christmas in the air, and everything is super amazing. And there's just that happy feeling as a kid. I don't know if you still experience this now as an adult, but as a kid growing up, when it's Christmas, when it's almost Christmas, I mean, when December pops up, man, it's a different feeling. There is this special grace that December has that other months don't even dare it, you know? I don't know if it's because it's the end of the year, but the grace of December is very, very different. So you feel like, wow, things are going to happen. Whatever thing that didn't happen from January, hi, Ariel. Thank you so much for joining. So I want us to talk about the feeling, December, right, as a month, and also, December is also, yes, the 12th month of the year, the end of the month, and when we were growing up, December felt like really was a merry month. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas or not, but somewhere along the line, you're so happy that you made it to December, and you're gonna get new shoes, you're gonna eat some chicken, you're gonna eat like all the foods you were craving for. You're definitely gonna eat it in the month of December. I don't know if that's how you felt when growing up. Well, I didn't grow up from probably wealthy home, so I don't know about you. Maybe the wealthy kids had everything every time, but some of us we didn't have it all the time. So, uh, so I don't know about you. Okay, let me have a chance to share a little bit. Your December used to last. For me, December, I mean, growing up as a kid, not now, anyways. For me, December, growing up as a kid, was always my favorite month. It was always my favorite month. And I felt like, okay, whatever thing that I didn't achieve from January to November, then December was definitely going to go through for me. And I'm pretty sure that you guys too had the same feeling. I think you guys had the same feeling. Just Christmas in the air, the feeling that something is gonna change. You know, you had that feeling that moving from one year to the other, something is gonna change. And then in your mind, you're like, oh, if I sleep and I wake up, and something is gonna change. If I actually we're talking about next month, like you say, next year, you're not talking about next year won't be far, and next year will just be maybe in 2 weeks or in a month. Like once December comes in, we started counting the days. You know, we were counting the days, day one, day two, up till day 31. Okay, so tell me, how was it? How was it December when you were growing up? And I want to tell you something else. I want to also tell you something. In this side of the world, okay, when I came to China, and with growing up and knowing how we feast back when it's December, and you come to this other side of the world where December means nothing. You know, it's just a normal day. I mean, you work on Christmas Day, right? My first, oh, the first thing that made me really, that was strange to me was that here on Christmas Day, people go to work, right? You're working on that day. And for me, I was like, oh, really? Wow, work on Christmas Day. So here it's nothing. It's probably nothing. It's a normal day. It's a normal season. People just, people are just. I mean, they're just. It's just like a normal day, you know. And then when you sit here and you watch maybe your family and the whole world celebrating and feasting, and in this world, it means nothing. You feel like, oof. So this actually could just be a normal day, a normal season, or a normal month. So it becomes really strange to you, and you begin to wonder, like, have you, like, from the start, why were you why were you so excited anyway? But then, mm, such is life anyways, such is life. Yeah. So as we all know, here in China, they're not Christians. They are not Christians. I think maybe let's say 0.5% of people here are Christians. I don't really think so. There are no rampant churches everywhere. No, no, you don't see that. I normally, recently this year, I made up my mind that I was going to look for the churchyard, and I was going to go there. Not probably because of me alone, but also because of my kids. So it is very important to actually take them to church and let them know that, hey, this really exists. No matter how you're preaching it to them and talking about the word of God to them, let them know that it's real. Some people are there. And then when you go to church in China, um, when you see the Chinese people, the majority of them, people are just scrolling their phones. My God. And you begin to look at it like, for me it's strange, for me it's strange because where I'm coming from, I mean, you can't do that. You can't just come, just walk out. I mean, anyways, I understand where they're coming from, but then it's a process anyway, and they'll get used to it. They'll get used to it. So for me to go to church here, it's It will literally take me 4 hours to and fro. Yeah, 3.5 hours. Yeah. So I drive for an hour more to get there, and after getting there, driving back home is not an easy thing because of the traffic and everything. So it's such a hectic thing to do. But when you know what you're doing and you don't feel it, you don't really mind that much. You just keep going. If you have a chance to do it, if you have a chance to do something good, just do it. Just do it. And God will see you through. That's just it. So whenever you feel like doing something, just go ahead and do it. Especially something that is really great, that you feel in your spirit and your soul that this thing is really good and it's the right thing to do. Just move on and do it. Especially in the world, in this other side of the world, wherein, well, such things don't really mean so much. They don't really mean going to church on Sunday here. Sunday is a very, very busy day, like other days. So it's very essential to do the right thing. So let me show you again the highway. It's super busy. Take a look. Very, very busy. So busy. Take a look. Alright. So usually most new drivers won't like to drive on this highway because they feel like there are all kinds of cars here, all types of cars, trucks, you know. So it sometimes scares them away. It scares them. Let me tell you something. When I started driving, right, when I just started driving, and I was so scared of that. I mean, every new driver will experience it. Like if you see a truck just passing by you, oh my goodness, you're so scared, right? And here, normally this road is usually made for big cars, heavy cars, wherein they can always. This is their lane, this is their route. So sometimes, okay, let me bring you back there. When I started driving, and there was a time I was, I mean, I was like, mm, I would just mind my business, follow my lane, I'm not going to dive into another lane or whatsoever. So one day I was going to work and I dialed my GPS, and the GPS took me on the highway wherein only trucks, heavy cars, trains were passing by. Oh my God. Sincerely, I couldn't help it. I felt like melting, but then you know what? I told myself, I'm already here. There's nothing else I can do. Focus on your lane. Stay focused. Don't look back. Just stay focused on your lane. Don't look left or right. Just look at your mirrors. Use your eyes. Look at your mirrors, your side mirrors. And whatever truck, whatever crane, whatever thing that is car that is driving past you, just look forward. You know, that gave me a courage. That really, really gave me a serious courage that I can never ever forget. And since that day, trust me, if I find myself on any route, any highway, No matter the cars, I really don't care. I will drive past them with pride. I will drive past these big cars with pride and even speed, you know. So that's the courage that was built was and instilled in me since that day. So it gave me so much strength and power that I'm so proud of myself anyways that hey I can do this because Shanghai is a very big city and you have to be very careful when driving and you have to be very mindful when driving as well. So you can't just do anything. So a lot of people do have their license, but they don't want to drive. Okay, it's not like they can't do it. They don't want to drive. Like why they driving? They don't want it because it's so hectic for them. They feel that it's hectic anyway, and so why the stress? But some of us are so daring, and we won't let the road control us. We control this road. Okay, so that's how it is. If you don't face it, you never know the challenges that come along. So let's go back to our topic. Like I was talking about the feeling we all have in the month of December, especially when we were growing up as kids. That feeling is amazing. That feeling is fulfilling, you know. And sometimes you feel like even if you've not achieved enough within the year, but then you know that the hopes and faith that you have that January will be perfect and the other months that come along will be perfect is what keeps you happy, you know. So if you're just stopping by on this channel, please let me know. And I would love to know how you feel about December. What's what's that feeling, you know? That that love feeling, that happy feeling. I mean, happy ending of the year. You're so happy that you made it this far, and you're so grateful to God, you know. And there's nothing else than to be thankful to God, and make sure that hey, you make it till the end. Yeah. So that's it. Hey guys. Sorry. You know, CC cold. Ah, was cold. Cold orange. So let me go ahead and sure. Okay, guys. So let me tell you guys something. Do you guys know that? Okay, a lot of people think that if you speak Mandarin, you speak in Mandarin, you speak in Chinese language, you think that you've had it, you've known it all, right? But let me shock you. If you didn't know, so I tell you. Do you know that? Do you know that Chinese people, like every province, has its own language? You know, they have their own language. So, so the Shanghainese, they have their own language. Those in Beijing, they have their own language aside of the normal Mandarin, the Mandarin that everyone speaks and learns at school, right? They have their own language where the natives of the city, right? The natives of the city have their own language, wherein it's easily distinguished. Like you can't just you can't just speak it if you're not from the land. Okay, you're not from that particular area of China. It can't go. You can't just talk like that. So before coming to China, I didn't know. So you just come and then you know that hey, oh you can speak Chinese. Okay, okay, you can speak Chinese language. And then all of a sudden you hear a certain language which is strange to your ear, and the way they speak it, it looks straight to your ear, and then you turn around and be like, but this is not what I learned, you know? This is not what I know. I don't know about this. So, yeah. So they have their own languages. It's just like in Africa, right? I don't know where I'm from, like from Cameroon, where everybody speaks English and French. But we do have our own languages. So we do have our own languages. We call it vernacular. We have a vernacular that we speak. So it's the same as China. People do speak a national language, but aside from that, there is another language that they speak. So it becomes really, really interesting and fascinating to a point. And the Shanghainese people, trust me, they are so proud of their language, and they're so proud of themselves. The pride in them is just too much. First, they don't really, you know, they're rich, they're rich, and they don't work so much. You know, usually people from other cities, people from other provinces walk to Shanghai, come to Shanghai, and some of them really want to own Shanghainese identity, which is not easy to get, right? So they're normally they wanna be Shanghainese, but in order for you can be a Shanghainese, yes, but it requires a lot. It requires a lot. You need to write pass the test. You need a lot. You need to buy a house. You need to study hard. You need to have good grades. There's just so much that you need to become a Chinese. So there's just so much, and that'll do for your kids as well. And it's also gonna help. Okay, so there's just too much. Either some of them get married to Chinese, yeah, but it's not easy for a non-Chinese to get married to Chinese. So it's not easy. Usually here they do paired marriages. They still do it anyways. They still do it. They're very traditional in that. So they still do it. Unless otherwise. Unless otherwise anyways. But they still do. So it's all about that. Hi, if you're just joining me, please, I'd love to know where you're joining from. I'd love to know where you're watching from. I'm so happy and I feel so honored to know where my YouTube family is watching me from. I really love to know, and I'm so grateful that you tune in. Okay, there are many other channels there. There are lots of people. I mean, thank you so much for your time. There are lots of things you had to do, but you stopped by just to say hi to me. I'm grateful for that, and I don't take that for granted. So, wherever you're tuning in from, I'd love to know so I can give you a shout out. It's up to you. So, remember the first time when there is this strange thing that people think about people living in China or about China. So they think that because the population of China is really small, and they think people feel like, oh, where do you live? You know, the people, Chinese people have, oh, I think now the second largest in the world, yeah, based on statistics. So there are lots of people there. How do you guys cope? Where do you live? Do they have enough land? You know, those strange questions people asking me. They'll be like, oh, are you guys, I mean, are you guys surviving? Well, hey, they don't know that here there is abundance of land. What you guys have to know is that China has a lot of reclaimed land. Okay, there's just a lot of land that they do reclaim. So they can reclaim a very huge hectares of land, and they build it within. Within a year, you will see a skyscraper there. So there's just so much. The land is so vast, and there's just a lot for everyone. There's enough for everyone. So it has really, really changed a lot. And food here means nothing anyways. Food means nothing. So it really means nothing. And it's not expensive. It's not. It's not expensive. So they really make sure that the common man and the poorest man should have something to eat. Okay, the currency is enough for a common and the poorest man to actually have a meal a day. That's how the currency is. So it's very valuable for them. So if you're planning on visiting, then you can visit. Please don't stay for so long. Don't stay for so long, because once you stay for so long, then you begin to feel sad, and you're gonna listen to or hear lots of things that are definitely not gonna make you feel okay. Right? But then it's a happy place to be. The security is top notch. No gunshots, no rampant death. No harassment, no pickpockets. If you go out, you can walk out at the middle of the night at any time. Anytime you can go out. Nobody is gonna try to harass you. Anyways, maybe because of the city where I live, right? But I hear that there's one city where Sometimes they do harass, but when it comes to gunshots, no. Chinese people don't do that. There are no guns in China, even Chinese police. Chinese police do not have guns. They don't own it. They don't have guns. They're just there to protect the citizens, and they'll deal with you by law. If your case is tough, they'll take you by law. And trust me, the laws are not easy and are not flexible. You won't even see lawyers anywhere. It's so hard to be a lawyer in China. So probably you could be that lawyer, but you're not above the law as a lawyer. You can't twist it. You can't. There's no way you can twist the law. So if you do something that is not okay, and they probably see that your case is just too bad, then no lawyer will be able to bail you out. Nothing. Nothing will change. Nothing. So you must be extra careful. And as a Chinese citizen, if you do something that is really, really bad, then definitely you and your whole family will go in for it. You guys are gonna go in for it. So that's why everyone is so cautious. You don't want to put yourself and your family tree into a generational trouble or a generational act, yeah, of crime. So everyone is aware of it and they know it, and that's it. Guys, I'm getting home. Great. Oh my. Alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. Okay? Bye.